There was a moment I thought it was all over. The doctor walked in with a quiet face. My phone rang at midnight with news I never wanted to hear. The job was gone. The relationship shattered. The hope fading. And in that silence, I asked, God, where are you? Maybe you have asked the same question. Maybe life has knocked the breath out of you and left you on your knees. But what if, even in this darkness, God is still good? This is not just a story of pain. It is a story of purpose, and it starts here. Life does not always make sense. One day, everything feels normal. The next, you are drowning in pain you never saw coming. It could be a phone call, a doctor's report, a broken promise, a silent prayer with no answer. In these moments, it is easy to feel like God is far away. It is easy to believe that if life is bad, then God must be too. But this book, Never Give Up, tells a different story. A story that says, even when life is not good, God still is. Max Lucado wrote this book from a place of deep care. He knows what pain feels like. He has walked through dark valleys with people who have lost loved ones, faced illness, or cried alone in the middle of the night. He has seen heartbreak and hope. This message is not about pretending everything is fine. It is not about hiding your tears or faking a smile. It is about finding light, even in the middle of the storm. Because faith is not the absence of struggle. Faith is trusting that God is holding your hand when you cannot see the road ahead. God never promised an easy life, but He did promise that He would never leave us. Not in the fire, not in the pain, not in the silence. This is a message for the one who is tired, for the one who is on the edge of giving up, for the one who feels like they have nothing left. You are not alone, and your story is not over. There is still hope. There is still grace. And yes, there is still a good God, even when life feels anything but good. Maria sat in the hospital room. Her hands shook. The doctor's words still echoed. I am sorry. We did everything we could. Her husband of 15 years was gone. No warning. No goodbye. Just silence. She wanted to scream. She wanted to run. But she just sat there, frozen. Why, God, she whispered. Her world had fallen apart, and heaven felt empty. Weeks passed. Pain stayed. She stopped praying, stopped singing, stopped believing. But one morning, she heard a song. It played softly from the radio in a nearby room. A line caught her heart. God is still good. She broke down, not from anger, but from something deeper. Hope. It was small, but it was real. She realized something, even in her pain. God had never left. In the quiet, in the ache, He was there. Through the meals from friends, through her child's hug, through the tears that finally brought peace. God was not loud, but He was near, just like Joseph, thrown in a pit by his brothers, betrayed, abandoned, but God was not done with him. Genesis 39, verse 2 says, "The Lord was with Joseph, not just in the palace, but in the pit." Joseph's story did not end in pain, and neither does yours. Pain is real, but so is God. When life falls apart, faith does not mean you smile through it. Faith means you trust through it, even when your heart is broken, Even when prayers feel unanswered, even when everything hurts, God stays. He is the God of the pit, the God of the pain, the God who never lets go. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. And this pain, it is not the end. James had prayed for years, every single night. Same prayer, same tears. God, please heal my daughter. She was only 12, born with a rare condition. Doctors gave up, but James did not. He believed. He fasted. He trusted. But nothing changed. Day after day, week after week, his daughter's body grew weaker, and God stayed silent. No voice, no miracle, no sign. James felt like giving up. He asked the same question again and again. God, where are you? He started to doubt. Maybe he had prayed wrong. Maybe God was angry. Or maybe God was not listening. But one Sunday morning, he heard his daughter whisper something. Her voice was soft. Her body was tired, but her words were strong. Daddy, God is with me. James broke down. He realized something. Even when God felt silent, he was still working, still holding, still loving. Sometimes silence is not absence. It is preparation. Think of Jesus. On the cross, he cried, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Even the Son of God felt the silence. After he died, there was silence for 3 days. No thunder, no miracles, no answers, just a tomb and stillness. But then came Sunday, and everything changed. The silence broke with resurrection. God was never gone. He was just not finished yet. So if you are in that silent season, do not lose heart. He hears every whisper, sees every tear, and holds every hope. You may not hear him, but he hears you. You may not feel him, but he is right beside you. Silence is not the end. It is just the space before the miracle, before the healing, before the breakthrough. Hold on, because God is still writing your story. Maria was exhausted. She was a single mother. 2 jobs, 3 kids, bills piling up. No help, no peace. She tried to stay strong, tried to hold everything together. But every night, she cried into her pillow, not out loud, just silent tears, the kind only God can hear. She went to church, but stopped believing the words. God is good. God is in control. If he was, then why did life feel so heavy? Maria was not angry, just tired, tired of fighting, tired of pretending, tired of being the hero of her own storm. One night, she fell to her knees. In the kitchen, floor cold, heart colder, she whispered, God, I cannot do this anymore. If you are real, you take it. I am done. It was not a fancy prayer. No perfect words, just surrender, pure and real. And something shifted, not around her, but inside her. The storm did not stop, but she felt peace in it. That is the power of surrender. When we stop controlling, God starts moving. Max Lucado writes, God does his best work in the mess, but only when we let him in. Think about Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, the night before the cross. He was in agony. His sweat was like blood. He prayed, Father, if you are willing, Take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done. Even the Son surrendered, not because he was weak, but because he trusted. There is strength in surrender. It is not giving up. It is giving over, letting go of the weight, and placing it in God's hands. Maria did not get a miracle overnight, but she got strength, peace, hope, and that was more than enough. So if your hands are tired from holding it all, let go, lift them up, and say, God, I trust you. Because when you surrender, you do not lose. You finally start to live. James was ready to give up. He was 42, a father of 2, and jobless. He used to be confident, used to laugh loud, used to believe that life would turn around. But after losing his business, his home, and finally his marriage, hope disappeared. Every day felt like climbing a mountain. No strength, no direction, just shame, guilt, silence. He sat alone in his car one night, parked by an old church, rain falling, tears falling harder. He whispered, God, are you still there? Because I do not feel you. I do not see you. No thunder, no light, just stillness. Then, a small light turned on inside the church. The door opened. An old man stepped out. He saw James and walked toward him. No questions, just a warm smile. You look like you need a friend, he said. That night changed everything. James started going back to that church. He met people who prayed with him, stood by him, believed for him, until he could believe again. He found a new job, not glamorous, but steady. He found joy in little things again. His kids, his morning walks, his Bible. He looked back one day and realized something. God never left. He was there in the silence, there in the stranger, there in the storm. Max Lucado says, God's goodness is not based on our situation. It is based on his character. Even when life hurts, God is still good. Even when all feels lost, God is still near. Never give up, not because everything is perfect, but because God is present, leading, loving, lifting. James made it through. So can you. There is light after the darkness. There is purpose after the pain. And there is hope for every heart. Never give up. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not ever. Pain changes things. It changes the way we think, the way we move, the way we see life. But what if pain is not the end? What if pain is a doorway, a path to something deeper? Rachel lost her son. A car accident. One moment of distraction. One moment that shattered her world. She cried every night. She begged God for answers. But none came. At least not at first. Then, slowly, in the middle of her grief, she began to notice something. Cards from people she had not spoken to in years. Friends bringing meals to her doorstep. Strangers praying with her in grocery store aisles. And inside her, a whisper, not loud, not clear, but steady. I am with you. Rachel did not get her son back, but she got something else. Peace, not the kind that removes pain, but the kind that holds you through it. Perspective changed her. She no longer asked, why me? She began to ask, what now? Max Lucado writes, you'll get through this. not because the pain disappears, but because God walks with you through it. Faith does not mean we never cry. Faith means we cry, but we keep walking. We do not give up. We do not stay stuck. We keep trusting. God is not just in the miracles. He is in the waiting, in the heartbreak, in the stillness. Your pain has a purpose, even if you do not see it yet. Others have walked this path, and they found peace, not by escaping their storms, but by clinging to God in the middle of them. So today, take a deep breath. Lift your eyes. You are not alone. You never were. God sees. God knows. And God stays. Trust Him, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts, because the pain may be real, but so is the healing. Life will hurt, sometimes more than we think we can bear. It will break our hearts, shake our faith, leave us with questions. But even in the silence, even in the tears, even in the waiting, God is not gone. He is present in the pain. He is near to the brokenhearted, and He never lets go. You may not understand the why. You may never get the answers you crave, but you are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not unloved. Max Lucado says it best. You'll get through this, not because you are strong, but because He is. Your pain has a beginning, but it also has an end. It will not last forever. Joy is coming. Healing is real. Hope is alive. So hold on. One more step. One more prayer. One more moment of faith. Because one day you will look back, not with bitterness, but with quiet strength. You will say, I did not give up, because God did not give up on me. And that is where everything changes. Final line. Even when life is not good, God still, yes. Let that echo in your heart. Let it shape your thoughts. Let it guide your steps. God is writing your story. And this is not the end.